You have spoken very movingly about how, as a child, as a young person, actually, you had to battle a disorder, a speech disorder. You had to battle an Asian parent syndrome. You had to battle bullying. You had to battle rejection by girls and others. I think आपने शायद बोला है कि 4 ऐसे disorders थे that made you who you are today.
Yeah.
शुरुआत करते हैं वो speech disorders से.
Sure.
What age were you when you remember or you consciously realized कि कुछ ऐसे words थे that you were stammering or not able to say as they were meant to be said?
So I think I don't remember the exact age, but मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि R as an alphabet I could not speak, and
even though your name starts with a R.
Not only me, my dad Ravi went as Gavi, my mother Renu went as Genu, sister Ridhima went as Gidhima, and my grandfather Suraj went as Sugaj, my grandmother Rajrani went as Gajgani. So I realized one thing that at early on I realized one thing, that if this continues, I will never, and that is one of the key reasons when that I told you, I'm a phenomenal speaker for a group, but in person I'm the biggest introvert. I genuinely.
How can an entrepreneur as successful as you be an introvert? ये कैसे हो सकता है?
It's actually there, and I'll tell you, when I meet new people, it's a conscious effort that I've taken. But when I meet new people, I genuinely don't like meeting new people. I'm so reserved. I really want to just go, and people a lot of times tell me that, why don't you network? And I said that it's not in my nature as a person.
सबको जानते हो.
I know people because I genuinely care for people. I don't know people that for a network. If I know you, I genuinely don't want anything from you. I genuinely want to build a lifelong relationship till I die. So for me, that is trust. And so that is why I realized if I do not say the alphabet R, my life is screwed. Because the first thing people ask me is, what's your name? And the moment it goes like Gitesh, it's not.
तो आपको जब लोग कहते थे आपका नाम क्या, आप कहते थे गितेश.
Gitesh.
जबकि आपका नाम रितेश है.
Ritesh है. So
आप र नहीं बोल सकते.
हाँ. And this is very common, by the way. I'm very grateful to my dad.
So it would come out as you couldn't process the letter, or was it a stammer or a tutlana?
ये तुतलाना था, where I could not. So you cannot say R by putting your tongue on the upper palate. I could not do that. So that was the science behind it, and I'm grateful to my dad. He spent hours with me for 6 years, and we used to do this very simple exercise. And वो चलता था, मैं ऊपर नहीं लेके जा पाता था, तो मैं बोलता था धीमे 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 धीमे. Now I can say R much better than you. I can say so the whole idea is that I realized that in India there are so many people who stammer, who cannot say alphabets, and they're bullied for that.
Were you bullied?
Oh, massively.
जैसे क्या कहते थे बच्चे या older students?
So they used to every day come to my bench and in the school, and they used to say, "Teri mummy ka naam kya hai?" And I used to say Genu, and then they'll specifically give me words with a lot of R's. And one day they told me that, okay, can you say a word which had like 3 R's? And then everyone used to laugh. So I just realized that this is such a big challenge, and if I do not overcome this, I will never ever be able to be a public speaker. And I just think that typically, so this was one. I realized that confidence in our society keeps on decreasing in a human being over the period of time, because our society treats us in a very different way on our complexion, on our speech, on our ability to speak English or not. And by the way, I wasn't fluent in English because we come from a Punjabi family. My grandmother used to say speak Punjabi. And I realized that it doesn't matter. Now that I see in hindsight, फर्क नहीं पड़ता आप कहाँ से हो, आप गरीब हो अमीर हो वो नहीं फर्क पड़ता, आप गोरे हो काले हो वो नहीं फर्क पड़ता. A lot of people ask me that would you like to put some makeup on? I say, dude, I'm so comfortable with my skin. I love my skin.
Why do people ask you this? I can understand कि lights के सामने हमें बैठना है तो हम पहनते हैं makeup. But did you have any other growing up? आपको था कि मेरी शक्ल ठीक नहीं है?
My grandmother had only one thing. She said that I don't care whether your wife is educated or not, whether she's coming from a wealthy family or not. The only thing that I want is she should be purely white. I said, what kind of a nonsense is this? So it's typically ingrained in our society that having a white complexion is a good thing. And I asked her why. She said that so that your children are not dark. I said, what kind of math is this? So I'm just telling you that our society is, and their baggage is continuously being...
So what were the 4 disorders that first shook your confidence, but also in a way strengthened you? जैसे कहते हैं ना कि what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yes.
तो एक था speech disorder. उसके बाद?
Bullying. The third was typically in our family we have 37 doctors. Honest to God, we have 37 doctors. Yes, including my father's first cousins. We have 37 doctors. Now, in a family of 37 doctors, whenever we go out, everyone is a doctor. And if you do not want to become a doctor, you're just labeled as a black sheep. So for me, one of the biggest challenges was how to convince them that I'm passionate about economics and behavioral sciences. And the moment I told everyone, and they were so hell-bent, they said, we will not even allow you to take math in 11th so that you don't pursue engineering. So I had to take biology, I had to become a doctor. But I realized one thing that, and this is in countries of India, Vietnam, China, all these Southeast Asian countries have the same challenge.
Which is?
Following your footsteps of your parents, because...
I think you've called it the Asian parenting syndrome.
Yes. What happens is, as parents, now I can realize, we don't want our children to take the difficult path.
तो उनको protect करने के process में हम उनको stifle करते हैं.
India is the only country in the world, along with China, where penetration of family businesses is the highest. The reason is, they don't want their children to go through something which is hard. So that is why, and their intent, there's no one who can love you more than your parents. Their intent is absolutely pure. But inadvertently, they don't realize that they are meddling with your life and your passion.